Welcome back, baby. Welcome back to another episode of Talking Sports with your boy DP. Yeah, that's right. I'm here. I'm back. And I wanted to talk to y'all about some of these free agent signings in the NBA that happened over the past few days. You feel me? Some of my thoughts on it. Some of my thoughts of how I feel about some of the players and their new homes and how they may fit to my feeling. So first thing first, I ain't gonna keep y'all here long. You feel me? Ain't gonna be a long topic because I'm not gonna talk about everybody that you feel me had a movement in the NBA. Cause you feel me, ain't everybody interests me. You feel me? Everybody ain't really caught my eye. One of the real early ones, I want to say Markel Bridges. He went to the New York Knicks, but I feel like that's an okay pickup. You feel me? I feel like they just reuniting some of the Villanova players that played together in college. But what I will say, who I want to talk about, the first player is that boy Klay Thompson. He is no longer a Golden State Warrior. That boy is a Dallas Maverick. 3-year, $50 million deal. That's a nice pickup for the Dallas Mavs, man. That is a nice pickup, what I want to say. But how much does it change? How much does it make those guys better? It makes them a little better, but what version of Klay Thompson are they going to get? We don't know. So Klay Thompson, I want to say over the last maybe 2 seasons, really since he came back from that injury, he hasn't been his fully self. He may have games where, he looked like the old Klay. But I don't know, man. I feel I have to see more from Klay Thompson. Maybe this is his chance to prove that he can do more. And as far as him and his part with the Dallas Mavericks, I feel like it's a good fit because they needed a third person that can get them 20 points or better. But on a defensive standpoint, Klay Thompson is not that much known. He plays a little bit of defense, but he's not that known of a defensive player. So they need to add some more pieces around this for me to say they are a real contender in the West. But it's a good pickup nonetheless. You feel me? That's what I will say. I feel like Dallas, they also need a big man. Because you in the West with Joker. You're going to need somebody to slow him down, put a body on him, and bang with him a little bit if you really want to be a serious contender in the West. But with that being said, you feel me, moving on, I want to talk about Isaiah Hartenstein, you feel me, former New York Knick, signed a 3-year, $87 million deal with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, see, I like this for the Thunder. Now they got them a big man that's going to bang down there in the paint. Because one thing I say about Hartenstein, he's going to get on them boards. He's going to rebound. And that's something that Chet Holmgren need to help him out. A bigger body that can go down there in the paint and bang with him. And you feel me? Get him some rest. You feel me? Now you just can't try to bully Chet down there because you got Isaiah Hartenstein out there doing his thing and banging in the paint. So that's a good pickup for the Oklahoma City Thunder also. I like that pickup. So shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein getting that money, getting that fetty. I like that. But one of the big pickups, big signing, shout out to the Philadelphia 76ers for signing Paul George to a 4-year, $212 million max contract. Hey, PG-13, let me hold something, my brother. Do you got some pocket change you can spare? Some fatty, some cheese, some cheddar. The word that I made up, some money later. I say that's money. It's the word I made up. So, hey, just go with it. You feel me? But PG-13, what I will say, I'm going to say something positive. It's a perfect pickup for the Philadelphia 76ers because when I was making my videos about playoffs during the playoff time, I was saying that the 76ers needed a third player, like a wing player, small forward that could get them at least 25 points or better on any given night. You got that in PG. But the negatives, I will say, sometimes PG don't show up in big moments. But also, maybe this is the perfect situation for a PG. Maybe he always wanted to be like that third guy. He don't want to be the main guy. He don't want to be the man. Or maybe a new situation on the whole other side of the coast, you feel me, back on They ain't there close to where you was when you was in Indiana, but you feel me, you still a little farther away. You on the East Coast, you feel me, far from home, far from the West Coast. Maybe a new place of scenery, maybe a new demeanor for Paul George. And honestly, you got it easy, to be real. Not because, Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, they gonna take the slack off of you. They gonna make it easy for you. You feel me? So some of that hard work that you may have to put in when you're on the Clippers, when you was on the Clippers, when Kawhi was hurt, and Russ not showing up, James Harden not showing up, nobody was really showing up. Hey, you wasn't even showing up all the time, PG-13. But you got a perfect situation, man. So take advantage of this situation and make some noise in the East. Because now I feel like the 76ers are really a contender in the East, you feel me? Because to me, personally, I feel like the East is one of the easier conferences when you want to talk about the NBA. I feel like the Celtics had an easy ride to the finals, and a lot of the competition that they were supposed to face, star players was hurt. And you feel me, even the teams that they didn't end up facing, you had Giannis out, you had Jimmy Butler out, you had, I want to say, Donovan Mitchell even got hurt in one of the series, you feel me? So you got a lot of key players on teams that got hurt during the playoffs. But it needs to be said, because the 76ers have made themselves an actual contender to make the finals next year. So we shall see. And next, what I want to talk about. Shout out to Chris Paul signing a 1-year, $11 million deal with the San Antonio Spurs. I feel like the young Wembanyama needs something like this. He needs a player like this to, you feel me, be able to, how do I want to word this with Chris Paul? Chris Paul is a true floor general. He's one of the greatest floor general point guards of all time. He know how to control the floor. He know how to control the game. And he know how to get his players and teammates involved. You feel me? Chris Paul is like that, and I will never take credit for Chris Paul. I feel like he still got something in the tank, especially his playing style. He got a 7-foot, I don't know however tall Wemby on his team, or you can do another remix of Lob City, baby, you feel me? And mind you, they say that boy Wemby been in the lab. I don't see the picture of him. He don't got bigger. He don't put muscle on him. He don't put more size on him. And they say he been working out with Jamal Crawford. Now Wemby already has some handles, so if he make his handles a little better and learn a little something for Jamal Crawford, boy, you might be looking at something dangerous. But what I will say too, you need to hit up that boy Hakeem Olajuwon and be like, hey man, OG, you got anything, you feel me? You can give me some notes, some tips on some post moves, you feel me? So I can really dominate this league. Cause I feel like Wemby coming for a vengeance, and don't sleep on the Spurs, man. Chris Paul gonna have them young boys ready and gonna teach them young boys how to play together. And then that boy Devin Vassell, he nice too, you feel me? So I ain't gonna sleep on that. So shout out to the Spurs for signing Chris Paul, you feel me? That's a nice pickup. And another pickup I want to say for the Philadelphia 76ers, I like pieces they added, as in Andre Drummond. You feel me? They signed him to a 2-year, $10 million deal. Now Andre Drummond, he gonna bang down in the paint, and he gonna play some defense, he gonna play some hustle points. You need players like that. Players that's gonna clean up, players that's gonna help you and put energy in the game and make big plays and bang that thing if they got to, you feel me? That's a good pickup for the Philadelphia 76ers. They're making that team even stronger and stronger. I'm telling you, they're gonna make some noise now. The East, y'all might be in trouble. The 76ers said they coming this year. Shout out to Philly. And then last but not least, I want to talk about that boy getting his money, getting his cheddar. It's another player I want to hold something from. You got something to throw out there, you feel me? Hey, help a brother out. Let me pay a bill or something, cuz. Well, that boy Jason Tatum with a 5-year, $314 million max contract for the Boston Celtics. Hey, you get that bread when you bring championship to the city, man. Boston got it done this year. They don't want them another ring. I want to say they got 18 total championships in franchise history. I could be wrong on that. I might be right. Hopefully I'm right. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, they lead the NBA with the most franchise championships. That boy Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, that boy, they took advantage of their opportunity because they had an easy, smooth ride They had coasted all the way to that thing. You feel me? Won the NBA championship. So shout out to Boston and shout out to Jason Tatum for getting your money, my guy. Get that bread and keep balling. But I don't got much else, you feel me? I just want to, talk about that a little bit with y'all. Give my thoughts on the NBA signings. College football will be here soon, you feel me? I'm going to be wilding out at college football. Cause, it's all about the youth. But mind you, I don't just watch my Canes. I pay attention to my Canes the most. But when I watch college football, I like to watch some of everybody, you feel me? Once after the Canes play, or even if the Canes ain't playing, I'm watching games all day long. You feel me? It's football Saturday, you feel me? When Saturday get here, when football season start, you feel me? I'm telling you. I'm trying to watch everybody in the top 25, just to compare to see who is the team that's standing out, to see who look like the most dominating team. And really, I feel like you can tell by probably like the 5th game or maybe the 6th game who looking like, oh yeah, they might be the team to beat this year, you feel me? And we know for the most part, Georgia, the Bulldogs gonna be ready. We know that for the most part. We know them Bulldogs, they coming to play and they coming to bite. Second best team, who I say right now, it's really a question mark, because Alabama, they got a question mark on them, man. I'ma still say Alabama top 5, because I feel like they just so deep in talent that ain't no way just because a few guys transferred out, they're gonna be depleted. And I feel like Washington head coach that went to Alabama, I can't think of his name, but I know for a fact that he's not a bad coach, because I seen production over the years that he did from other stops that he made in the past. Washington is a prime example. They ain't been to a national championship in years, and you see they made it. They didn't win, but they made it, you feel me? But who else would I say some of the other teams to really watch in college football as far as like the top 5? I say, Georgia number 1. I put Alabama in the top 5. I throw Ohio State in. Ohio State probably gonna be a beast this year, but it all depends on how Will Howard perform. I feel like if Will Howard come out there, do his job, take care of the football, if he make plays here and there, honestly, play half as decent as he played at Kansas State, it's gonna be a show at Ohio State. I can't lie. And then they got that safety Caleb Downs from Alabama. What a freshman year from him. Hell of a safety. I would have loved for that safety to be at the U, but hey, Ohio State got him. And Ohio State got that boy. What that young phenom freshman name? I know his last name Smith. I want to say Jeremiah Smith. The man looked like a monster. He looked like a grown man, and he's a freshman already. Miami, we missed out on him too. But yeah, Ohio State, they gonna be I would probably put Ohio State at number 2 right now. Michigan, I say they won the national championship, so I put Michigan at number 3. But I don't know how they gonna look. I really don't. And I'm gonna put some respect on old Texas. I say Texas is number 4, man. I feel like Texas probably will be the 4th best team coming into this season, you feel me, if I must be honest. And I said Alabama at 5, who I put at 6 right now. I ain't gonna name all 25. I'm just thinking of the teams that could be some of the top teams that in the top 5 or a little bit outside of the top 5 at least. Something telling me, man, Oregon probably gonna make some noise too. So we'll see, man. I say Oregon to make some noise. I put Oregon at 6. Some teams that might have a big season that might not be in the top 5, but still might have a good season. I'm gonna throw it on. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go by conference. You feel me? For the SEC, a team that may have a big season. Well, one that everybody, you feel me? For sure, everybody expecting to have a big year is Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin done built something, and I feel like Ole Miss, they gonna be trouble for anybody in the SEC next year. They finna turn up. They got the offensive game plan, the scheme that Lane Kiffin run. He finna put up points every game. So it don't matter. You don't got to worry about getting points. Ole Miss just got to worry about stopping people. You feel me? Last year, that's what I seen a problem. I see they added some pieces, you feel me, in the transfer portal to help them out on defense. But we got to see if it come together. Because I remember I was watching the game last year when they played LSU. That was a hell of a game. Them boys put up a damn near basketball score. 50-something to 50-something, you feel me? It was crazy. And Ole Miss pulled it out in the end. But ain't nobody play no defense. Excuse me. That's really been Ole Miss kryptonite the last couple of years with defense. But we'll see if they get it together, man. Ole Miss one team in the SEC. Can I think of another one that might make some noise if they're in the SEC? I'm not gonna talk about it. I feel like Texas is gonna do better than what a lot of people think in the SEC their first year. But I also think they're gonna have a surprise of how tough that SEC is. Cause I ain't gonna lie, it ain't no joke. But maybe Tennessee might have a bounce back year this year. I feel like Tennessee might, make some noise. Okay, so moving on from the SEC, let's go to the Big Ten. The Big Ten done added some folks in there, man. But who is a sleeper team in the Big Ten? I can't even think of everybody in the Big Ten. Let me see who all in the Big Ten conference right now. Let's see. Teams that are a part of the Big Ten conference. Let me see. We got Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Maryland, Michigan State, Minnesota, Nebraska, Northwestern, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Purdue, Rutgers, UCLA, USC, Washington, Wisconsin. Honestly, since they added the teams from the Pac-12, man, the Big Ten look real interesting. But a sleeper team in the Big Ten, honestly, I don't really got a sleeper team. I feel like everybody's going to be who they are in the Big Ten for the most part. And now I feel like later on in years, because the schedule, Ohio State really ain't going to run into too many of the tougher teams. I ain't really seen their schedule. But yeah, the Big Ten, I feel like everybody going to be really pretty much who they is. Now it's going to be interesting to see how UCLA look in the Big Ten. I will say that. Maybe they, but UCLA ain't look too. UCLA was pretty mediocre last year, I say. But let's go to the Big 12, you feel me? I go to the sleeper team in the Big 12. Cause I got some in the Big 12, at least one. And that's the UCF. Do not sleep on UCF. I feel like UCF is finna make some noise in the Big 12 next year. They got a quarterback, they got KJ Jefferson, and they got a backup. My boy Corey Brown from the U, he gonna be nice. They got a 1,000-yard running back. They got an explosive offensive scheme. The only thing UCF got to put together is a defense. So we gonna see what's gonna let us know how good UCF is when they play the Florida Gators, and they gonna come to games with and play the Florida Gators. If they can beat the Gators, they might say something. They can compete with the Gators, that might say something. But they go out there and get smacked, hey, UCF is UCF. But don't sleep on them boys, man. Do not sleep on UCF. That is a team I feel like that's gonna make some noise in the Big 12. That people might not expect to make some noise. Anybody else? I don't know. Anybody else in the Big 12? Now, a lot of people, I feel like, think Colorado is finna be this 7 and 8, 9 win team. But I'm here to tell you right now, don't hold your breath, for the simple fact I ain't been hearing too much that don't change to make me feel like they're gonna win 5 or 6 or 7 games. I got Colorado going at 4 and 8. That's how I feel. I'm sad to say it. I feel like Shador, he gonna ball, he gonna do his thing. Hopefully they can protect them more. If they can protect Shador, maybe. they'll win 7 games. But if it be the same thing as last year, they'll win 4 games at best. Defense, they still got to prove they can stop the run. I'm not sure about that. And they got to prove they can put some pressure on the opposing team quarterback. You feel me? But Colorado, y'all got a lot to prove. I still got to see more. A lot of people thinking they're going in the Big 12, thinking Big 12 is a weaker conference than the Pac-12 was. No, last year was just a good year for the Pac-12. If anything, the Big 12 has been better than the Pac-12 for many years, or they've been right here, about equal. But moving on to the ACC, everybody's sleeping on my Canes, you feel me? But I ain't gonna even mention my Canes right now. I'm gonna talk about somebody else, you feel me? It's all about the U, but I ain't gonna mention my Canes right now. I'm gonna talk about somebody else. So who is a sleeper team in ACC that people might not expect to have a good year? I feel like Virginia Tech. Even though I feel like my Canes gonna beat them, I feel like Virginia Tech can get 8 or 9 wins this year. I really feel like they can have a good year. Anybody else in the ACC? I feel like SMU gonna have a decent year, but I feel like they not really playing a lot of the good teams in the ACC. Let me look up their schedule and see before I just speak, you feel me, outside of my neck and not know what I'm talking about. SMU football schedule. Let's see. Okay, here we go. First game, SMU got Nevada. Then they got HCU. I don't know who that is. Then they got BYU. Then they got TCU. Florida State. Okay, Florida State, that's definitely going to be a loss for them. Louisville going to wake them up, let them know how that D1, feel me, Power 5 football is for real. I feel like they going to smack Stanford. Duke, hey, who knows, man? Diaz might do a little something. Pittsburgh, that might be a good game for them. They should beat Boston College. Virginia, you never know what side of Virginia show up. And then they got California, last game of the season. Honestly, I want to see what California record been like the last few years, because I don't know California football record history. Let's see. I want to see what California football record been the last 2 years, man. Honestly, for school history, they've been a mediocre program. They 592 and 543. I mean, they 592 and they won 592 games and lost 542 games and tied 31 for school history. So they had pretty much a mediocre far as program history. Last year they went 6-7. So I don't know. Ain't no telling what version of the California Golden Bears. I think that's what their name gonna show up. In 2022, they went 4-8. In 2021, they went 5-7. 2020, they went 1-3. Last one this season, other than last one this season was 2019. They went 8-5. So they pretty much, damn, they haven't had a 10-win season since 2006. So yeah, Miami, y'all better whoop them. And it's probably gonna be a pretty good game with them in SMU though. Because one thing I will say, California, they've been playing Power 5 football, feel me, nonetheless. So that might be a good game for SMU. So we'll see. But yeah, man, I feel like out of all the teams that might make some noise that people not expecting this year, maybe Virginia Tech, besides my Canes, you feel me? I ain't trying to be a homer all the time. But yeah, man, that's all I had to talk to y'all about tonight. You feel me? I told y'all I wasn't gonna keep y'all here too long, you feel me? So like, share, subscribe, you feel me? No, comment, do all that. Say I'm crazy, tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, or comment, do all that, you feel me? I love it, you feel me? But hey, it's always go Canes, always all about the you feel me? And I'm out, baby. See, you don't never let me want to leave, you feel me, when it's time to leave. But I'm out, you feel me, you dig?